Gunline, fire mission coming down, y'all. I don't know if you
Oh,
can hear it in my fucking voice, but I'm fucking so happy right now. I got my two fucking favorite people co-hosting as always, as they used to be. I feel like we got the gang back together again. I got Urena back on here. Hell yeah, the
Hey.
Korean Mexican. And then we got Lee Hunt, the man that went from the angry black man moment to the woke moment.
yeah, to the apparently, according to everybody, male feminist.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Dude, we will touch on that. But the reason, dude, I'm just happy to see us two together again, because what y'all missed about 2 minutes ago, we were talking about the fucking new COVID that's going around, the new scare tactic brought to you by the Biden administration.
There's another one.
Monkeypox. Uh-oh, there's another one.
New York has had its first case of polio.
That is correct. Yeah.
Damn. Well, let's stick to the monkeypox real quick, bro. Because I was watching MSNBC this morning as I was getting up. Because, yeah, bro. I love seeing Morning Joe because it's just so funny to me how much Trump has gotten under this guy's skin that every day he talks about him. But Morning Joe, he hasn't been on there, him or his bitch. So, anyways, but they were talking about, they had Dr. Fauci on there, right? And they were talking about monkeypox. And they made it like a point to say it's a specific group that's getting it, and it's those males who have sex with males. The only way to get this is males having sex with males. It's like that's the community that's being affected are males who are having sex with males. And I'm like, wow, you guys are just like pounding that shit in, no pun intended, about males having sex with males are the ones that are predominantly affected by it. And then, of course, the question came up, well, what about the two kids that were affected by it? Because y'all heard about that, right? There were two kids that so apparently they couldn't go into detail on it, but it must have been a bisexual male who had skin-to-skin contact with another male and I guess brought it home. And it just seems like HIV all over again.
Yeah, it does seem like they're doing the whole AIDS is only meant for the gay community and monkeypox is only predominantly we're seeing this with the gay community. I don't know. Listen, I stay in my tiny little lane in my house. I don't bother. But I will say this real quick. About 8:15, I have to. No. At 8:15, I have to go. There's somebody. One of my friends are coming over.
We'll be done by then, bro. We'll be done. Yeah, I guess his left hand's coming to visit.
One of my friends are coming over. Shout out to my doctor.
Hello.
So shout out to my doctor for prescribing those blue dolphins. I'm about to wear somebody out.
Well, Urena over there saying his right hand.
Yeah.
When are you coming home? I am home.
Get off that computer. All right.
You had your chance. Dude, fucking, let me ask y'all, man. Now that we are all back together, first of all, Urena, welcome back. It's great to see you here again. You look happier. You look slimmer. You look resurrected almost.
Yeah. No, man, I'm just I needed to take a break from a lot of things and then focus on my own professional and personal growth. And really, like, I was getting overwhelmed with college. A lot of family stuff was going on, and so I needed a moment, and then I needed to travel a bit as well, which I did. I feel like I went, I traveled, I just had a good time. Like, if this shirt doesn't like scream, this dude's doing it. Yeah, fucking doing it.
Dude, it was awesome seeing you. And if you wouldn't mind, we've talked about this before a couple of times, but you've been doing these hikes, and it seems like you start getting like to get familiarized with like almost the same people when you go to these hikes.
Yeah, so Irreverent Warriors, if people haven't heard of it, it's the Silkies hikes and stuff, and it's promoting humor, like camaraderie, in the veteran community through humor. It's suicide prevention. It's not awareness. They're not trying to bring awareness to suicide because everybody knows it's out there that veterans experience suicide. So it's aimed at preventing it and then bringing attention to behavioral health and normalizing, seeking help. Seek help. So what these hikes do is you meet other veterans that that probably have never been, a lot of them never, half of them never been on hikes before. And you just go out and you talk to these people and you're just walking. Like people, like I wouldn't focus too much on the hike aspects because that's just, you know, it's just a word, but you're walking with other veterans from different branches, from all the other branches, and you're just talking about life. You're talking about your service. Like the moment you step foot in that group with those people, you're like, oh, these are my people. Like they're speaking my language. It's a good time, and I think I'm doing one. Just did one in Greensboro, North Carolina. That was my 6th one. I'm doing one, I think, next month. I'm going to Knoxville on September 1st, and then there's one in Savannah on the 8th of October, which I'm trying to get a bunch of people from Fort Stewart to come to that one. I know there's one in San Antonio on the 1st of October. Just putting it out there.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, dude, go to that fucking hike, man. Like,
go to irreverentwarriors.com, and that's where you'll find it. It's really great, man. It's really good to see you going out there. And what I didn't know about was that there's like a meeting the night prior to the hike, right? Because I was gonna do the one in New Braunfels. Shit came up, wasn't able to do it. However, but you're the one that put me to game on this, that the night before there's like a get together and then the following day is the hike, right?
Yeah, so the night before, I mean, it's not a mandatory thing, but there's a pre-hike dinner. Once you buy the ticket, you know, it's like $5, just $5 for the whole thing, and they feed you. Everything's taken care of for you. Like you're insured, you're covered. Wow. $5 is all you're paying, or you don't have to pay anything. You know, like it's free. But $5 the ticket. You go to the pre-hike dinner. They usually reserve like a restaurant or a brewery or you know, like a VFW or something. And you just go in there and you meet everybody that's going to take part in the hike the next day. That's if, you know, not everybody shows up, but like a 25% show up. You meet up, you know, get comfortable with these people, and then the next morning at 8 o'clock, everybody starts showing up. Usually 8 o'clock, everybody starts showing up, registering, getting their wristbands and all that stuff. Sometimes you'll get like a poker card and stuff. So if you get like the 7 of diamonds, you look for somebody with the 7 of diamonds, and then you have a conversation with them on the hike. Oh, you know, like, you know, like it's no, it's different things. And then if it's your first hike, you might get a wristband that lets everybody know, hey, this is first time hiker. So everybody's going to come to you and talk to you. Oh, okay. It's a good time. 9 o'clock or 8:30 or something, they'll play tap or the national anthem, maybe, you know, like give a speech, and then 9 o'clock you step off. And then, all right.
Has anybody taken a knee at these national anthem planes?
I've never seen it, but it's not.
Okay, buckle up, San Antonio.
we're talking, you know, like it does like this last time they played a guitar version of the national anthem.
Oh shit!
That did solos and riffs and shit, and we were like standing there, like people weren't saluting, but we were just like standing there. Yeah. And it kept going like on riffs, like on like
old Jimi Hendrix style,
like on the sides, and like the first 2 times it was like funny, but then like after the 4th time, you're like, what is going on here? That thing was 10 minutes long. They got the 10-minute. It was just to see how long we would just stand there.
Like an extended version.
Yeah. Eventually they cut it out and stuff, but it was funny.
That's what's up. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get this show on the road. I want to go ahead and start off with a clip, and I want to share this with y'all, and I want to get y'all's opinion on it. So,
please tell me that's the one I sent you.
No, it's not.
That we definitely got to talk about that one.
We'll talk, but let me see if I'm sharing my screen. All right, and here you go. All right, can you see my screen?
Oh shit. Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
shit.
This cook. This fucking beta cook.
Stop. Well, not you. I meant stop because I forgot to share my audio as well.
No, man. I can't stand that motherfucker, man.
Sorry to hear that, Jay. All right, all right, ready? Let me know if you can hear it too.
The fact that military commanders think that it's more important to be gender inclusive than to train a fit fighting force is pathetic. The Army is not an all-inclusive club for everybody. The Army is a very specific club with a very specific goal, and that goal is to kill other human beings without being killed. It doesn't have to be gender inclusive. It doesn't have to be easy to join. It doesn't have to be for everybody. It needs to be for the most dangerous members of the society who are prepared to die to protect it. Simple as that. It doesn't. Who gives a shit if it's inclusive? Who gives a fuck if not a single woman ever passes the test ever? If it makes the Army more capable, if it makes the Army more dangerous, considering you have to fight some other nations out there that don't play this fucking garbage, then who gives a fuck if Jill and Jane get in? It's not about Jill and Jane getting in, it's about staying fucking alive.
All right, and that was at Tate.Sermon, TikTok, just so that I don't get it banned or demonetized or any of that shit. But I saw this, and I doubt that he's ever spent the day in the Army or in the military. But has he?
No, he's a fucking washed up ex-kickboxer who actually got arrested earlier this year for human trafficking.
I heard that was alleged.
No, he got arrested.
Yeah, but it was cleared up according to what I had researched. But so taking your personal feelings out of it, all right, out of how you feel about this person. You could drink the beer on camera, bro. YouTube's already not fucking populating me. So, but given the way you personally feel about this person, and which I'm not gonna lie, I've heard him on podcasts and he's really funny. I don't agree with a lot of the shit he says, but he makes me laugh. Anyway, I kind of agree with what he says in general, the statement that he made. But Urena, let me come to you since we haven't had you here in a while. What are your thoughts of this guy and his opinions?
Well, they're invalid if he hasn't served. So I've already said like, what the fuck? Like, who are you? Two, I don't understand the argument he's trying to make. All right, so he's saying like it doesn't matter what's between your legs and stuff. Like it doesn't matter if you join or whatever. Like, what is he anti people joining if they're from like different groups, or is he like, what is he going off of to like make his argument? Like, what is he like, why is he making that statement? Nobody's like waving anything in his
because he's
direction.
a fucking piece of shit that think that like this is the biblical days and women have to bow down and kiss dudes' ass.
I made this argument before too, man. Like, we're supposed to, like, the big thing, even when I first joined, was like the U.S. Army is supposed to be reflective of American society. So if we're not reflective of American society, then like, what do we want to be reflective of? Just like a homogenized version of like American society. Like, what do you?
61% of American society. That's what we want the Army to look like, apparently.
So like, what is the, I rather, if I'm the bad guy and I get shot by like two married women and stuff, like I think that's cool. like
So
yeah.
my thing about this is the way I'm reading into it is basically kind of along the lines of, y'all, I don't give a fuck if you can pull the trigger, if you can fight. Okay, don't give me that look. I'm all about it. Now, my personal opinion is that there shouldn't be females in combat arms. That's my opinion. I've said it many a times. However, we shouldn't be wasting our time on these social experiments of like, oh, let's put together this fucking PT test to make it one standard. And then when it happens and certain genders can't fucking make it, they have to go back on their word and even get back down to, yeah, we'll have a male standard and a female standard and all that shit. In other words, honestly, what I agree with this is like, let's not fucking focus on he, she, they, them, and let's focus on fucking putting rounds down range and killing motherfuckers. That's what I think.
But if we're going to focus on putting rounds down range, then it doesn't matter if it's he, she, they, them.
Exactly.
Rounds down range.
Right. But we're too busy fucking trying to make it. We're too busy trying to fucking make everything fucking equal instead of worrying about how do we make it equal. Let's worry about, here's the fucking standard. Can you meet the fucking standard? If you can't meet the standard, male, female, get the fuck out. Be gone. That's what we should be worried about. Not worried about like, oh, this test was a little bit incomplete to get the data that we fuck that shit. And then go ahead.
Here's the crazy thing, man, because like it's always a circle that like everybody always talks in circles, right? So it's if I ever go into like a social media post like Army What the Fuck moments, you'll see like the overweight private and stuff. And then all the privates in the comments are gonna be like, it doesn't matter, like, you know, it shouldn't matter what their physical fitness thing is and stuff. It's about your knowledge. Or if it's an NCO, you know, it's like, it shouldn't matter, like you shouldn't be judged on PT's test if you're a great leader and you know your job, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. If it's a fat NCO, then it's like, oh, they just promote anybody and stuff. It's like it's a circle of hypocrisy that we all fucking say. Either PT tests are important or job knowledge is important. Maybe both are important. Like, which is it? Like who gives a fuck? So are we saying that like the PT test is more important than having job knowledge? Like if they can do their job, then it should be good, right? Like that should make up for like not being able to run 2 miles in fucking 20 minutes. Like what is important? Like which one is it? Like who cares? Like it's so, because it frustrates me because I always hear it and I sarcastically post on social media like, oh shit, but he knows his job or he doesn't know his job. Like I just make a stupid argument because it's always like it's a hypocritic shit. It's stupid. Like are PT tests important to me? I don't really care anymore. Like I don't give them that much value. Can you do your job?
Go ahead.
Probably that one.
Yeah, Urena hit it right on the head, man. Like, I don't know if you've seen that video I sent you.
The one with the female, with the fat
Yes.
ones? Yes, I was gonna play that one next. We'll talk about
play that, and then I have to voice my opinions if you don't mind, man.
Oh, go ahead. But what else were you gonna add on to this one right now?
Oh no, because I was gonna caveat. I was gonna piggyback off of what Urena said.
Oh, fuck all that piggybacking bullshit. I do want to read something though that someone wrote back regarding this. This is from a page on Instagram that follows on the GUNLINE podcast, and I follow them. They're called artillery.history on Instagram. So they came back and because he said a lot that is wrong and misleading with this individual statements. So I asked him if he could elaborate, and he said it'd be hard to prove that the military commanders, note the vague titles there, does that mean the company level, the battalion level, the regiment are forward thinking when it comes to gender identity? The military's policies regarding gender identity are hardly welcoming or inclusive anyway, even if they were implemented well. But this guy can't even name what those policies are, how they are being implemented, or if they are effective. Furthermore, I guarantee you infantry companies or artillery batteries are spending more time in the field than getting PowerPointed to death about treating other humans with dignity. Finally, there doesn't have to be a zero-sum relationship between implementing more inclusive gender policies and training. This is the same rhetoric that was used against Black people and gay people. Being inclusive takes away from being deadly. I personally, on that point right there, I hate how they always bring up those. We know that it isn't true when it came to racial or sexual orientation, and it isn't true when it comes to gender identity. This guy provides no evidence and relies on the old trope that has been used to exclude people for centuries. So again, I disagree with the whole, always bringing up the blacks, always bringing up the gays, because that is comparing a 357 with a BB gun. All right. When you start talking about being socially aware about if motherfucker has a penis or a dick or whatever in between their legs, and how that's going to be affecting the line or how that's going to be taken away from the line, it's different than when you bring in race or somebody's sexual preference. You giving me that look like you're confused?
Yes, I am big as day, because for the longest before Don't Ask, Don't Tell, they were like, if you're gay, you being gay, you're gonna distract, and it's gonna bring down unit readiness, and all this other
Right.
shit.
And I'm not
You're
saying
gonna be
I
fucking
agree
in the
with don't ask, don't
foxholes
tell.
and shit.
Yeah, they made that stigma. And
Right.
the same stigma that they made about gay people. And even so, you know who Charles R. Drew is? So you went to EOL just like me. So you remember like when we got there, we had to pick the names out of the hat and we had to do a report on somebody?
Mm-hmm.
I got Charles R. Drew. Charles R. Drew was y'all got to forgive my accent. I can't really speak. I can't pronounce some words. My E's and auras. You know
Only when it's a hard R.
Yeah, my E's and auras, like Dave Chappelle on Undercover Brother. But no, so fucking he was the father of the modern day blood bank. You know what I'm saying? He actually died. He got in a car wreck and they wouldn't give him blood because he was black. And at the time, during World War II, they still were not giving white soldiers, black soldiers blood. So we've cut, like, if you think that like this issue is not about that as well, as far as like the transgenders, the women, all that shit, it's the same thing, man. You keep saying that it's not a social experiment.
It's not. Okay, so here's the thing that I have with it, Hunt. And it's the readiness. It takes away from the fucking readiness when it comes to this shit. All right.
They thought that
Urena,
black people
you can
took
give me
away
that
from it.
fucking look all you want.
They
Urena,
thought that
but
black
here's-
people took away from the
here's
readiness.
what
They
I'm-
thought
okay,
that
look,
they weren't
if
good
you're
enough.
gonna compare having a black person versus a motherfucker that gets his dick chopped off, it takes away from readiness. Which one's really taking away from readiness?
Bro,
They literally thought that black people were not good enough to be with the regular army.
what
Like,
you're
look
saying
at-
right
look at
now is exactly what they said like fucking 60 years
So
ago.
that's exactly what they said. Okay, cool. I don't know my history when it comes to that, but what I know is reality. The reality is that when you put a motherfucker that gets his dick chopped the fuck off, that's gonna take away from the fucking readiness of a fucking unit. That
Do you know who the Harlem Hellfighters are? Do you know who the Harlem
the
Hellfighters
fuck,
are?
dude? What did
No,
that gotta
I'm
do?
asking because
Did they get
you
their
keep
dicks chopped
talking
off?
about.
Did they
you
get
keep-
their dicks chopped off?
But you keep saying it's taken away from the unit
Did
readiness,
they get their dicks chopped off?
bro. No. Here's the
Did
deal.
they
You
take
keep
away
saying
from the fighting.
they weren't allowed to fight in the front, and because they were black, America was like, "Get your ass over here with the
Okay.
French."
And
So instead of fighting with the rest of the American forces,
obviously that was proven incorrect, right? And
just like that
Okay, so
statement
you're
with
gonna
somebody getting
tell-
their dick chopped off and
you're
not
gonna
going to be able to.
what I'm saying is somebody getting their dick chopped off at this point in time where we're at right now is gonna take away from the fighting fucking force. Go ahead, Urena. You're giving me this look. I'm fucking stupid. So please explain to me
you're
how the
making
fuck
this-
I'm stupid with this.
because you're making this argument that discusses readiness, and then you just showed a clip about how, hey, it doesn't matter, like, why do we need to talk about this? Just serve your country and all this stuff, right? So what is it? Are we mad because we're talking about it, or are we mad because it's a readiness thing? I feel like we're just skirting the gray area to avoid having to say, hey, I just don't want these people to join the military.
It's not that I don't want them to join the military. I just don't want this shit. First of all, it's having these fucking conversations it's taking away from the stupid. How many times did we have those fucking stand-tos? Or not stand-tos, what were they fucking when somebody fucked up and did something stupid and then they had to do that training that we had to do?
350-1?
No, what the fuck is it called, man? Safety stand-downs. How many
Because
stupid safety
because somebody
stand-downs
did
that we have to have
something
over stupidity? Conversations that we did not have to have.
That seems like a bigger like the threat to readiness, I think. Should we be addressing that instead?
You know what? Y'all want to play that fucking game? Play that
I'm
fucking
just
game, dog. No,
saying.
y'all play that fucking game.
I
Dude.
don't remember the last time.
Because you're
I don't
fucking talking
remember
like
the
me, like I'm
last
fucking
time.
stupid. Like what I'm
I don't
saying is
remember
No, we're not.
I don't
Nah,
remember the
dude.
last
You want to
time.
compare it to blacks and chopping your dick off? Fine, go
But
ahead.
you said that. No, you said that they were talking about taking away from unit readiness. Now think about it like this, right? Since we're talking about unit readiness, all those black soldiers could have improved the United States Army and their unit readiness. But instead of improving the unit readiness, fighting with the unit, they shipped them off to the
Because
French to go
that
fight.
was with the racism and all that bullshit back then. We get it. Got it.
And
But when you're comparing
how can
that-
you understand racism and not understanding what the trans people are going through?
A motherfucker can't stop being black. Being black, you're being black. A motherfucker that wants to chop his motherfucking dick off can wait till he gets out the motherfucking military and chop it the fuck off. Why do you got to do it while you're in? That's all I'm fucking saying.
So we're against it. It's okay to
Sure,
say it.
fuck it. You want to say I'm against it? I'm against that shit happening while you're in
That's
service.
it. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Now, if
because,
you
like,
do it
so what you
pre-service,
just
no,
did
hold up,
is
dog,
what
hold
you
up.
just did.
Because now you're making me try to sound like I'm a fucking asshole. I'm an idiot. I'm not either of. All right, check it now. Check it. Here's the problem. If you're gonna get that shit done, do it before or do it after service. Don't do it during. That's my motherfucking problem. That's my motherfucking issue. All right. So don't make it sound like, oh, you're against it. Okay, you want to call me a fucking homophobe? Fuck it. Go ahead and say that then, because that's the way you're fucking sounding right now, Urena. All bullshit aside, that's the way you're fucking sounding with that bullshit. Oh, would you say you're against it?
No, because all right. So let's get real then, right? Because like I'm tired of this fucking. We're skirting the gray area, right?
I'm not
if you're
skirting
against it, if you're against it, just fucking say it. Nobody cares.
Against
I
what?
don't care. It's
Against
okay.
what?
Fucking transgender joining the military, females joining the fucking combat arms.
Okay,
Just
I already put my stance on that.
Good.
As far
So
as
then what's
transgenders,
wrong with
I
that?
don't
What's
care
wrong
about the
with saying it?
transgenders. I care about it happening in service.
I have
That's what
never
takes
had
away.
I've never had a stand to because some transgender had a fucking surgery. I know I've had a bunch of stand tos for fucking alcohol related shit.
And it was
I'm an alcohol related
stand
incident.
Stand downs, by the way.
I'm
Stand
or
downs.
whatever stand downs. I'm an alcohol related incident. You know, like that shit's embarrassing. I should have been addressed. Well, I was addressed. And you know what? But nobody's ever making a big deal about that. Nobody's saying, hey, you know what? I get it. We're focusing on being inclusive, but the big threat to the army right now is alcohol related incidents. Not a fucking peep from the fucking peanut gallery. If
That I agree with.
So like but what that guy did on that fucking video was skirted this fucking gray area. He's clearly against fucking people joining the service if they're fucking transgendered. Just fucking say it. Just fucking
I don't think so. Here's the thing. I don't think the transgender problem. I don't care about the transgenderism. We had gay fucking soldiers. Don't care. I think anybody that served knew who was gay, who wasn't gay, didn't give a fuck if you were gay. You know what I'm saying? Don't give two shits. All right. Been there, done that, the end. Now, the transgender, it's not that I'm against transgenders getting in. I'm against that shit happening, your transition while you're in. That's what I'm talking about.
I had a soldier that actually did that. And the soldier went through the process. Excuse me.
Oh, good burp.
Yeah. And the soldier is a he now. And it did not take away from anything. And that's because one clown does not stop the show. And I'm not saying she's a clown. Well, this individual is a clown because, you know, the transgender aspect. I'm putting this into like a metaphor. One, I'm not going to say monkey, obviously, for certain reasons. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, one clown is not going to stop the show. You should be able to teach and bring that next one up. And guess what? There's plenty of soldiers that are hiding out in the training room. Hey, get your ass over here, training room. They don't need all you motherfuckers over there. This person's down, you up next. We don't need all the motherfuckers to file that paperwork, training room.
See, you take it as a personal attack or whatever. I'm not going to speak for Hunt, but what at least I'm my point of view, the way I see it is the same arguments we're making right now are the same ones we made 12 years ago with the gays fucking being like, oh, if you remove Don't Ask, Don't Tell, they're going to be fucking sucking each other off in the fucking bunkers behind the paladins. It's going to be a wild orgy. That is the shit. I heard it. I fucking heard it.
I heard that shit.
Heard it. And then backwards fucking 50 more years, the same shit was being said about black people, Mexican people, Asian people. Oh shit, if you're Japanese, you're gonna be in a fucking camp and stuff. Like the same fucking shit. And here we are on this the next social dilemma, and it's got people in favor of it, and it's got people against it. The arguments are conflicting. Like it's the same argument, but with a different like group of people now. In a different era. This is this era's fucking thing. In 40 years, it's gonna be people that are fucking cheetahs and they're half animals and stuff, and they want to
have robots
and fucking robots, because now like
fucking Westworld, bro.
Technology has evolved, and now we got half human robots and stuff, and they want to serve too. And then you got a community that's like,
so
I don't want
the
a
comparison
machine next to me.
of always comparing. Fucking always bringing up the black thing, always bringing up the gay thing. I understand the reason the comparison is there, but it's not the same comparison in my eyes, because in my eyes, you can wait to chop or do anything medically or chemically to your fucking self. You can wait to do that. You know what I mean? So why can't you wait to do that afterwards? Or, you know, why? That's my argument. All right. I don't need to worry. I want to be focused more on being prepared to fight.
So two things. One, with the mission. One, with that, who's saying that that's their whole intention, that that's what they're just going to do? They're going to do this, and do this. We are assuming. Yes, I did say that one example with one soldier, but there were other soldiers that I served with that were part of that community and didn't do that. One soldier does not mean that all of them are going to do that. That's number one. Number two, I don't know if y'all tracking this, but we should be worried. What we really should be worried about is the fact, and this is what's going to happen with the next conflict. People are going to be using drones to look at certain positions and to call in strikes on those positions. That's what we really should be worried about. And that's what I hope that the fighting force is training and preparing for. Like, what are we going to do to counteract these people flying these drones and they're seeing when their artillery batteries are at? Now they're going to call counterfire. Excuse me.
Here's an olive branch, right? I'll I want you to know, because I know we're getting heated, man. I respect. I know what you're talking about. I know your stance on things. I respect it. I fucking respect the shit out of you, man. So what I'm trying to figure out is, like, what is an acceptable window of time where you could actually get it? Okay, because I can also draw a comparison with transitioning, right? With, like, if the unit's not deploying, or they came back from deployment, can a soldier transition? Have they earned that right?
We've had this discussion before. We have, and I know I get heated, and it's nothing personal, but I think that a fair amount is okay. When you start ACAPing, you know, like they give you that year out. Okay, cool. Now you can start doing your shit, man, because we already got that MTO that's getting filled up. You know what I mean? So at that time, hey, go ahead, handle your business, go do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm taking you out of the line. You're going to be, like you said, in the training room. You're going to be doing your ACAP briefings and all that bullshit. So that I'm cool with, you know.
Okay.
But that's the thing that the fact that we're even having this discussion instead of having a discussion like, God damn, best artillery piece, which one? 777, 119, or Paladin, you know, and fucking measuring dicks on that, you know, I think that just, it irks me.
I think, well, here's the thing, right? We can still have these conversations, right? But there's enough people that are focused on the wrong things, like what's between people's legs, than the actual artillery piece, right? So, like, I want to have a conversation about fucking which gun's better. A female artillery member wants to have a conversation about what howitzer is better, but the conversation always goes straight into what's between their legs.
Right.
Like it never stops.
And
you know, like they want to talk about it.
That I could have another female on here in a gun line, and I could avoid even asking her, you know, or giving my opinion on it. People already know my opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I get asked about it, I'm going to bring it up. Why? But I could have a conversation with a female thirsty bro, like I did last time with your soldier. We shot the shit. It was cool. You know, then we got into my reasonings behind, and, you know, questions about how I feel the way I feel. You're not going to change my mind on that. You know, maybe one day I'll evolve. And it's not that if I was still in, it's not that I wouldn't enforce the standard. I would still enforce the standard. I will love that sister like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Do your job. I'm going to make sure that you do the best that you can as an artilleryman. However, just me personally don't believe that it should happen. That's it. Now, we're going to move off of this topic because we got 4 minutes left before I resend out another one. And I know Hunt really wants to talk about this one.
Yeah.
So.
Urena hit the nail on the head a little bit.
Shit. Stand by. And God damn it. Keep forgetting to share the fucking audio. So, all right. So
I got a new addition to my face too, Urena. Like, I don't know if you've seen that.
Now, before we get started, I do want to say that homegirl is very cute. I just want to throw that out there. So can y'all see it?
No.
I see your desktop.
Really? Oh, I share the fucking wrong.
Pornhub.
I need a fucking producer. Nah,
That
baby.
trannies.com.
I go to triple X, baby. Triple X, my friends. Y'all ready? All right. So this TikTok is from Future N _Ajas. And just so that she gets her credit, but let me know when y'all hear it. Well, y'all obviously
can't hear it.
That. So, god damn it! I ended up liking.
I see you liked your video.
600-9.
Can y'all hear it?
Now I'm
Yeah.
all for AR 600-9 needing a little updating, okay? Because, yeah. However, I'm really sick and tired of seeing these videos where these girls be like, oh, the army says I'm fat. You are. You're a little fat, baby. You know what I mean? Like, that's not childbirth. That's you sitting on your ass, eating all them cakes and shit at night. That's what that is, baby. Like, don't blame the army. You're big, baby. Okay? You're big. Not all for.
So, were y'all able to hear that?
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, Urena, you want to go? Because I had my thoughts about it.
After, let's just say that the base I'm in is nothing but dudes that are overweight. All right, they put the fucking heavy in heavy brigade combat teams, bro. Like, it is ridiculous. But like I said, like, what's important? Maybe is it important to look a certain way, to look fit and stuff? Because I met plenty of big people that could crush the ACFT. They're just big fucking people. Like, I know, like, I've got Samoan friends that they're just fucking huge, man. And they're not going to pass tape, but they can pass the PT test. But is that even important? Are they good at their job? Is that important? Do we care? What would we care? What do we care about, man? Like, what's it really matter? Like, what is it? Like, I don't know.
I found it funny that, like, a lot of females were attacking this female NCO, and there were some guys attacking her too, and they were like, oh, you're trying to be one of the bros, you're trying to be a pick-me. But here's the deal, like,
Trying to be a what?
A pick-me, like, oh, pick me. Yeah. But here's the deal. I think she could have said that a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you tell me all the time, Lopez, like, hey, listen, you need to watch your attack. You don't come across the same way. Sometimes you come across real hostile, right? I think she could have said that a little bit better. You know, so, like, as a person, I used to take motherfuckers all the time for 5 years when I was working in Bullet. So I know the secrets. I've seen these male soldiers do all this shit, and I've helped motherfuckers. I was like, yo, what do you need? Hey, it's a 14. No, good as well. It wasn't a fucking 14. You know what I'm saying? But I it's just crazy.
That quarter of an inch, man. Makes it.
Yeah.
All right, dude. All right, we got 1 minute left, and when we come back, we're gonna continue with this topic. I am gonna say that she is cute as fuck. And to Urena's point, is a PT test really that important? No. Can you do your job effectively? That's important. Do you know how to do your job effectively? That's important. We'll come
Don't do that, Urena. Don't do that. I know you're going, Urena.
And I want to continue the recording this because it's a good conversation. I wholeheartedly do believe that there are some that are born naturally, you know, attracted to the same gender, the same fucking the same species, the same fucking, what are they called nowadays? I don't even know what to call it now. You know, the same sex. All right. But I do believe that it's also become like a fucking trend nowadays, you know, where it's like hip to be gay. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me wholeheartedly talking my uninformed opinions. There's people out there, especially our youth, that, you know, it's like getting a tattoo. You remember how getting a tattoo back in the 90s, getting a tribal tattoo was the shit. And it became getting a tramp stamp. And now we're like, what the fuck were we thinking? You know, that's how a lot of this fucking gay shit is going too. A lot of them are just like, I'm gonna try it out, you know, and yeah, I thought it was gay. I'm not. I like the pussy, you know, or especially now that monkeypox is back, you know, or back is out, you know. But anyways, that was a conversation that Hunt and I were having as we were waiting for Hunt to come on here. Wait, Urena and I were having as we waited for Hunt. So, anyways, let's go ahead and talk about what old girl was saying. Old girl was saying about fat bodies, right? And here's my thing about. First of all, let's define. Well, let's specify. In my opinion, there's a difference between being thick, and there's a difference between being fat. All right. If your belly hangs out further than your titties, you fat. Okay. If you got a big ass belly, but got an ass like Hank Hill, you fat. All right. A body like Gru, Dr. Gru, is not thick. That's fat. Okay. Thick is being plump in the right areas.
What are the places that they tape a male?
Okay, we don't have chesticles to measure. All right.
No.
And we don't have hips that they measure. It's the neck and it's the waist.
So then why are they doing wrists with women too?
I don't fucking know. I don't know the biology on
wrists.
women.
We have wrists too.
I thankfully didn't have females in my battery to tape. So
because they, you know, like they tape women in the neck and then the stomach and then their ass. Like why?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I
like
don't
why?
know.
No, I
What's
didn't
the
even think
reasoning
about
behind
that.
it? I don't know.
Yeah, like I don't like why what does having a big butt have to do with like anything?
Is it because
stomach?
I mean, does it have to do with their whole body mass? Because
that's just how they do the tape. You do their neck, like I said, their waist, and then you're doing around their hips, the circumference of their hips. That. So now you're being really. I know you hate this.
No, go ahead.
I know you hate this with a passion, but think about it. It's like this: certain people, they're built like a frog standing up, straight up and down. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever seen a frog standing up? No fucking ass.
Yeah,
none. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, Dr. Gru from the Minions.
Yeah, and then some women have wider hips and they have plump asses, but yet and still they use that as a measure against these people, because even though I may be 5, say a woman is what 5'5", right, 164 pounds, and they're saying that she's overweight. So now you're going to take all this other stuff and you have to calculate that. But when you see her, you're like, no, you don't look like somebody that's not presenting a professional appearance. You look like you're presenting a professional appearance, but because we're going on the BMI, I have to do this, that, and the third, and it's completely fucking wrong.
It is. And I think this all falls back into what we were discussing earlier, as far as like having one fucking standardized test for your fucking job. Can you do your job physically? That's all that should fucking matter.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
But I mean, if you're a fat body, I mean,
we did used to shame
fat body.
We did shame the dudes in our units that were fat. We did do it. We did body shame. Yes, Lopez was body shamed all the fucking time. Like, I know Tank got on your ass about that shit.
You know, it was more along the lines of that I couldn't run very well. You know what I'm saying? I was not a fat body. Let's get that cleared up. I was not a fat body.
Hey, what did she say? Hey, hold on, let me see. What'd she say? You're a little thick.
I was not a Moya was a fat body.
Hey,
Moya was fat, but that motherfucker could run. That motherfucker could run. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember Reyes that was in Golf Company?
Nah.
Big, huge Mexican dude, tall as shit. If you look at him, you would be like, yo, this is a fat body. Bro. That motherfucker would literally run. When we did it with sessions, from one end of the battalion to the other end of the battalion, like in one shit, and still be calling cadence.
Dude, how about this? There was a Samoan cat in Korea, Bird. That motherfucker was a big boy. You know what I'm saying? But that motherfucker could hump some rounds, and he could sling them, and he could fucking drop these motherfucking hands too. I seen that motherfucker put in work out in the Ville. But anyways, it shouldn't matter. I mean, it should and it shouldn't. You do want a physically fit specimen to be a motherfucking soldier. You do have an idea what a soldier looks like. All right. And there should be a standard for that.
Real quick, before you put in your 2 cents, I will say this. I had a captain. I don't even give him. His name was the same name as one popular artist, Chris Breezy. His last name, it was Captain. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker was fat as shit. This is right when I was finna get ready to get out the army. The fucking rear D commander even told him to his face, "You are fat as fuck. You are a disgrace to the fucking officer corps." You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And this motherfucker was a little fat. You know what I'm saying? He was uniform, looked fucking like it was a busted can of biscuits. Motherfucker didn't care. And it's like, why are you anybody's fucking captain? Why are you anybody's commander? And you're fucking this, I don't know. But it's crazy. And I guess I'm saying that, like, we didn't make a big deal when the men are like this. Once again, I know I'm sounding like a male feminist. No, I'm a male feminist. But we didn't really make a big deal about him being fucking like a can of busted biscuits. But once again, the women are having this shit done to them. And without being in combat MOSs. But I got to piss. I'll be right back.
Go piss, homeboy. What you got, Urena?
Same thing, man. You know, like we openly and willingly ignore the flaws of the men because it's easier. Like this whole ACFT thing, I don't place it on women. I don't place it on women failure rates that they change the ACFT, the PT test. I think that there's a very large population of people with a lot of rank that sit in Washington, D.C. And they're majors, they're fucking colonels, they're fucking sergeant majors, they're master sergeants, sergeants first class, blah, blah, blah. I think these people don't do fucking PT in the morning. They drive into DC with their cup of coffee and they go into the fucking cubicle and they fucking talk about how great they were when they were on the line 20 years ago. And these people are overweight. These people have feel an entitlement to being in the military and to having this kind of authority. They're the ones that couldn't fucking pass the ACFT and stuff. And they were able to change the narrative to put all the blame on women, when it's clearly people in high-ranking positions that couldn't do one fucking leg tuck because they're fucking fat and they've been hiding away in fucking Pentagon positions, and they're able to do just enough to fucking flub on the fucking PT test and stuff, but you can't flub on a fucking ACFT because there's too many eyes on you.
Awesome.
Right? Yep. So all these like staff people, all these people that have been riding fucking staff and hiding out in DC and all these other staff positions, they're the reason why the ACFT changed. They were just able to successfully put the fucking narrative on fucking females because it was easier.
Good shit. And so they forgot who they were at one time, right? So with that said, I do want to transition, pun intended, to a different topic real quick. I know that you got to leave here soon. So I wanted to talk vet bros, but because I
actually told Shorty that Shorty just hit me up. She said she'll be here at 9.
Oh, perfect, even better. All right, we're gonna talk vet bros. All right, so I still need a definition of what a fucking vet bro is, because to me, a vet bro has been that person that dresses with the Oakleys. You know, they swear they were operators and fucking, you know, they're, my opinion as a soldier or as a veteran, my opinion holds more weight than your opinion does. So that was to me what a vet bro is. Apparently, because I call people baby back bitches, cry babies, whiners, you know.
According to the Urban Dictionary, a vet bro is a term by younger soldiers that are triggered knowing that they couldn't hack it back in the day. Talking about the older soldiers, goddamn. And by older soldiers trying too hard to be woke and politically correct.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So I guess I'm a vet bro because those baby back bitches I was talking about. So, what's your definition of a vet bro? Or are you triggered?
For me?
Yeah, what's your definition of a vet bro, man?
A vet bro is somebody that looks at the window of time that they thought that the army was the hardest, right? And they have this rose-colored fucking glasses that we did no wrong. Like back then, everybody was squared away, disciplined, nobody fucked up, and all that shit. But it's so far from the truth, man. Like I got chewed out a lot of times. Discipline was no fucking different than it is now and stuff. And I could probably stand in front of somebody from Vietnam and they'd call me a bitch, and then the Vietnam dudes would stand in front of somebody from Korea and they'd call them a bitch. The Korean Wars, like be like, oh, you didn't fight the Nazis in World War II, bitch. And then World War II vets getting fucking called bitch because they're not fighting in trenches like the World War I vets, you know. And then you got the people standing in a straight line and shit, pointing muskets at each other, calling, oh, you guys got trenches, bitch. Like
I went to cannons, bitch.
It's never gonna end. It's
oh, Gettysburg, you fucking bitches.
I was an Antietam, motherfucker. No,
oh my God.
I get that what you said, and you're right. We did have this conversation a while back. I remember the rose-colored glasses you had been, or rose, whatever. I remember that comment. But I think the difference is though that we didn't define them as vet bros. You know, we're like, all right, yeah, man, you're right. You know. You had it harder than I did. Got it. You know, I get that. My problem that I have, I guess, is people crying on fucking social media. Just like, oh my God, it's so fucking hard. Or I'm going to go to war. I'm going to go to war. I still can't forget that dumb bitch. Oh my God. I didn't know we were going to go to war. Bitch, you joined the army during wartime. You know, anyways. What? Go ahead, say it.
The only difference now is because there's like social media to capture all that. But I do remember when I joined, you had all these people from the 90s, all the tough guys, right? From the 90s and shit. I spit shine my boots since I was born. Like, yeah, they got out in droves because especially in the artillery, they got out in fucking droves because now they're doing patrols and they're no longer in the safety of a howitzer. I didn't sign up for this shit. I didn't fucking sign up to do combat patrols. I'm getting the fuck out.
They got out, right?
I'm gonna hide out and do all this shit. And then guess what? People like me that join in during that environment were like, oh shit, this is normal to me. Combat patrols and artillery. Like I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna re-enlist. I'm gonna do this shit for a long time. Watching these dudes hide behind Joes and shit on missions because they didn't sign up for this.
What was the sergeant major's name? The sergeant major up there in Korea while we were there, the command sergeant major of 8th Army.
I don't know what you're talking about. I forgot his name. And
Gray?
He was up there, dude. Yeah.
Dude, motherfucker was slick sleeve.
20 years up there or some shit, just hiding out.
Go ahead,
but he was from the tougher generation.
So I know we were talking about the vet bro thing, but that brings me to something else. Does it really matter if somebody's a slick sleeve or not?
It depends on what we're talking about.
We're talking leadership, because something else that's really trending, because y'all know I stay on social media.
Oh yeah.
Something else that's trending is like motherfuckers are trying to talk shit about drill sergeants that don't have a combat patch. They're trying to talk shit about leaders in general that haven't deployed. And it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Who the fuck? 1 deployment, 100 deployment. Who the fuck cares?
I'll touch on that a little bit. And I'll tell you what, leadership is leadership. You either have it or you don't. And you can fine tune it. All right. Whether you deployed or didn't deploy. Though where it becomes a problem is, and this man ended up being a great person afterwards, you know, and it was cool as fuck afterwards. But before we deployed, I know he's your homie too, Hunt. Before we deployed, it's a fucking certain smoke that never left his motherfucking round brown on the trail like he should have.
Oh my God. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so and I'm gonna drop his name, Smoke Chavari. Smoke Chavari was on one. This motherfucker, I think, had his life threatened at one time too, you know. But the part where I kind of like was like, how are you gonna tell me about this? Was when he told me how, or when he was telling the platoon what it was gonna be like over there. And I was like, I've been there. It's kind of hard for you to tell me what it's gonna be like over there if you haven't been there. You see what I'm saying? So that you can't tell me about experiences you haven't experienced. You see what I'm saying?
She had a pen.
Go ahead. What are you talking about? A pen?
Oh man. Okay. So here's the issue that we're gonna face for a while, right? Fucking soldiers, when we deployed or whatever, it was normal to see fucking do like PFCs with like 2 deployments and all this crazy shit. It was normal. So I remember we had a smoke come in. I hadn't deployed yet. Smoke came in. We had a bunch of specialists that only had like the 1 deployment and stuff, and they saw combat and stuff. That smoke came in. He came from recruiting and then drill, and then he came in and tried to act all fucking drill, and then pretty much like stormed them off from the platoon. as a smoke. He was no longer a smoke because he'd never deployed. Like they chased him away. We got somebody else and stuff. But that was the culture. That was the culture back then. Like between 2001 and 2010, you had to have been deployed, or where the fuck have you been hiding, right? Now you look at 2012, when they start minimizing the forces in Afghanistan and Iraq to now, people deploy. And I've said this before. You know, the only people deploying in mass are National Guard, because for the National Guard to get funding and get newer high-tech shit, you got to get deployed, and that's how they get fucking federal funding and fucking more equipment. So the National Guard's been primarily fucking deploying in the last 10 years, and those also in those last 10 years, people from the 2001 2010 era have gotten out, and they got out with the mentality where it's like everybody deployed when I was in, right? And fucking they got out. So now they're the ones saying, like, how can you be a drill sergeant without a fucking combat patch?
That's stupid. Yeah.
Like, dude, like what do you want people to do? Like not get promoted till they fucking deploy? Like your career PFC until they not deploy? And this is a problem. This is a problem with the fucking army with its fucking badges and all this crazy shit. Like, oh, look at me, like fucking Boy Scouts and shit. We're so focused on what you have here than what's like down here in the middle, or it used to be on the collar.
Hunt, what are they saying on the social services, on the social medias about people?
They're just saying that they're ineffective leaders. And like I brought this up in my post because there was a drill sergeant, and she's the one that said that, and I stitched her thing, and I was like, it's crazy. I was like, you know, and once again, the vet bros chimed in. I was like, the last major, keyword, major conflict that we were in prior to the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq were Desert Storm, right? I'm not saying, once again, major conflict. Now, there was Somalia, and there was Kosovo, Grenada, there was Kosovo and those places, right?
Yeah.
But once again, I said major combat, where like you had damn near everybody pouring into a theater. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that was the last time we had that. I was like, when I went through basic training, none of the drill sergeants had shit, but we knew what was going on. I was like, my first sergeant Fordham, he was the only one in our battery that had a deployment patch, a combat patch, because he went to Desert Storm. But the motherfucker was a coward. People say, oh, well, you're going to have respect if somebody has a fucking deployment patch. I was like, I didn't have respect for my fucking first sergeant after Jaguar North and South started blowing up, and this motherfucker was running from the fucking CP in his boxers screaming, everybody save themselves. And fucking Sergeant Cummins was like, hey, first sergeant, get in the Humvee. You know what I'm saying? So that like I say, yo, people get too hyped about this fucking deployment, this, that, and the third. That don't mean shit. We know motherfuckers that literally sat on the fob the whole fucking year and they got one. And motherfuckers just want to assume that they're fucking good leaders and they're high speed. No, bitch, you set your ass on the fob. I'm talking about 13 Bravos as well as fucking support MOSs.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, Urina.
Same view, man. It's just, and then also now even more, it's like, dude, nobody's getting a fucking deployment, man. Like unless you're one of like the very like 1% that gets lucky active duty that gets to deploy, like nobody's got combat patches, man. And guess what? And then they're making E7 now, and they're making Master Sergeant. You can't tell them like, dude, you can't deploy. You gotta wait 100 years till the next fucking major conflict. Like, no, man. Like, who are you to like say that?
Let me ask you. I mean, as we're saying here, all of us are combat veterans. We are all in some shape, way, or form have had combat action. And when I hear somebody call themselves like a combat veteran, for example, I try to probe sometimes. Normally I won't be like, all right, man, that's cool, man, good to meet you. But when they start trying to like stick their chest out, like, you know, like, oh really? So where were you at? You know, what was your MOS? And then you start finding out, oh, you were a supply. Okay, so all you did was send DX forms up and down. You know what I mean? Don't try to come at me with you're a combat veteran if the last time you fucking fired a rifle was in Kuwait when you were fucking re-verifying your zero.
That's why people just need to like, hey, I deployed, did my time, just be cool with it. Also, another, I wanted to say it in front of Hunt, is just there's also on the flip side of, you know, people need to chill out with the whole combat patch thing. And I've said this before, there's also a level of insecurity from from people that haven't deployed, there's also a level of insecurity in some of the population as well, where it's like they made staff sergeant, they realize they don't have a combat patch like the vet bros or whatever and stuff. So they let you know, like, hey, I'm just as valuable as everybody else, but they make it a little bit more known, right? And I'm not saying all of them are like this. I'm saying like that there is a part of that community as well that are like very insecure about what they have in the ribbons. Like I remember there was a guy I used to work with alongside of, and this guy, I came in with my fucking class A's. I look like a fucking Pakistani general with my shit on, and he looks at me, and he's on paper he's got more rank, right? On paper, and he looks at me.
Hey, Arena, real quick. I gotta go because I gotta get ready. So, but I will holler at you guys later. Okay.
Oh, all right, cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're not coming through on my phone, dog. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I gotta go. Like, I hate to interrupt you, but I gotta go. I'll talk to y'all guys later. All right.
All right, man. Get some pussy.
All right.
Don't dock dicks. Don't get the monkeypox. Nah, and to your point though, yeah, man. There's a lot of motherfuckers that are insecure like that, you know. And
this guy looked at me and he looks at the ribbons and he's like, man, you got a lot of ribbons. I'm like, yeah, because I've done a lot more stuff. Like I've been in longer. I've done more stuff. Like it's like why, who cares? But there's people that think that they're very insecure about what they've got and what they've got and what they've got. Like and they also make TikToks and they can be obnoxious too, where it's like they can be annoying and all they talk about, their whole personality is talking about how people with combat patches are shitty and then that they're just as good leaders. Nobody's bitching. You're gonna get some comments and stuff. Just ignore it.
Exactly.
Like I don't go up to somebody without a combat patch and say like you're trash. When I deployed to Afghanistan this last time, only 3 people in our entire platoon had ever deployed out of the fucking 34. So did I stop and say, I don't want to take this group of people because they've never deployed? No. I was like, you guys are all about to be combat veterans when we get back. And stuff that's gonna change. You got the privilege to fucking deploy,
Speaking of which, I'm glad you just brought that word up, change. Before the military and to your military time, and then I want to touch a bit on this because I was thinking about this earlier, and one of the friends of the podcast, I was having a conversation with her. Her name is Monica. She's been on here a couple of times. She's a Navy veteran, and we were just having a discussion regarding like fighting yourself, and because I personally haven't felt like I am myself, like and I'm trying to rediscover who the fuck am I. Who is fucking Lopez? Who is Danny Lopez? Because there was Danny Lopez who joined the Army, and then there's Soldier Lopez who was still Danny Lopez, but just on the soldier aspect. But then on January 5th, 2006, that PFC Lopez went away, due to the situation of the shit that occurred that day, right?
Yeah.
So that day I became a new Lopez. That's where my sight, my vision, my priorities in life changed. And I became cool with that Lopez. You know what I mean? I evolved, I guess you could say. Kind of like, Pikachu evolves into another motherfucking Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
So that's about as far as my Pokemon knowledge goes.
It's pretty hip.
Right. Hey, thank you. It's hip to be square, baby. But anyways, and then from there, though, I adjusted well to that Lopez, and that Lopez was primed for the location where I was at, And then in January of 2015, January 31st, I became civilian Lopez, or veteran Lopez, I guess I'd rather say, because I'll never be a civilian because I don't have that mindset, I don't believe. But since that day to now, I think I've been on a mission trying to figure out who the fuck I am. And I think that's why I've always been somebody who's always liked to belong, to a certain group. Hence why I made a lot of decisions as a youth, why I joined the military when I had the opportunity. And even now out of the service, I try to find something that I can join and belong to.
Yeah.
But it's like being that square trying to fit into a round circle. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I've been trying to find myself, bro. And do you think that you've changed? Well, I'm sure you have changed in your time in service.
Oh yeah. So before I joined the Army, I was a skater kid, fucking nerdy as fuck. I still am. I'm a fucking nerd and stuff that dresses like a skater every once in a while. Except for today. Today, like I'm at the beach.
Rocking the Hawaiian.
But the type of person that I was when I first joined the Army. There's a type of person that I was when I was in the middle of my career, and then there's the person that I'm trying to become right now. The person I'm trying to become right now is educated, successful, independent, heavily tattooed, fucking. Regardless of you, it's too late to not unjoin the Army. You already joined the Army, so whether you like it or not, if you hated it or you loved it, you're a member of a special fraternity of people, and that's never going to change. Nobody can take that away from you. You're entitled to certain honors when you pass away. Like you could have hated it, but you can still understand the language. So like it sucks to suck, buddy, but like you're forever always going to be a fucking person that was in the Army. So you're already a member of that group. Some people want to adopt that group as their personality moving forward. Nothing wrong with that. I've talked to people like that all the time, every day, fucking on the hikes and stuff. If that's what you want to do, by all means, man, there's nothing wrong with it. You just got to shop at the same stores every day, like buy the same fucking hats and Oakleys. But there's some people that want to push away from it. Me personally, when I get out, I'm still gonna hike with veterans. I'm gonna still talk with veterans. I'm still gonna fucking talk with Army people.
Right.
But at least last 4 years, I make it a point to, when I get home, I push away that Army stuff that stresses me out and all that shit. I leave that at work. When I'm home, I'm my first name again. I'm Jesse. I fucking normal person doing normal shit, doing school, trying to fucking talk to people, like just being what I think is normal and stuff. Like it's what I'm saying is just like, the evolution doesn't stop. 3 years ago, you could have asked me, and I probably would have told you like, nah, man, I'm gonna be a vet bro for life, But I changed. I changed because I wanted to change. I know what I want to become, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. And this is a phase in your life. You're trying to figure things out. All I would ask you is like, if you didn't join the Army, what would you think your characteristics would be right now that make you different, or make you like think that you're special in a good way, not in a bad way? Like what is it about you that people would like, regardless if we took away the Army from you? Like, and you don't have to answer that. I'm just saying,
No,
like, feel you. What is it about you that makes people want to talk to you? If you weren't in the Army.
What I'm afraid of becoming is that person that you were just talking about right now. And I don't want to disassociate myself with the military, because I don't think I ever can. I swallowed the fucking Kool-Aid. I drank that bitch down. I mean, pissed it out.
I got you got your shit. I got my shit too, man. Right. I got the artillery round over there.
And there's nothing wrong with being proud of your service. Yeah, I mean, I think a vet bro, honestly, is somebody who throws around that veteran status like a fucking, like it's our biggest accomplishment ever. And, nobody could ever top that, because is your hair blonde, bro?
What? No, man.
Oh. Oh, okay. It must be the light reflecting. It just looked like your hair.
But I can do that. Would you? I'm thinking about doing that.
You're able to do that now, bro. It's okay. Yeah. There's no standard.
It's a natural hair color. You were always able to do that. It's a natural hair color.
You're not naturally a blonde person.
It's a natural hair color. It doesn't say it has to be your natural hair color.
Are you gonna?
It's in the regs.
Man. Dude, no, I mean, it's like I'm afraid of becoming that person though, and I don't want to be that person. I take pride in everything that I've done. I did love the military. I still love the military. And while I was in the military, yes, I bitched and I complained, and I do it out here in the civilian sector as well. You're always gonna bitch and complain, but I never once said that I should have never gotten in the army. I never once said, I I hate the motherfuckers that get out, bro, and they make their I'm a veteran status, but yet while you were in, all you did was bitch and complain. There's nothing worse than those motherfuckers in the world. But anyways, I don't know. That thought came to me earlier because I'm trying to. Who is Danny? Is what I'm getting. Like, who am I? I know I'm a father. I know I'm a son. I know I'm a fucking husband. And, but somewhere in between and all those three, they make me. But who am I?
This is gonna be deep. You ready for this?
Yeah.
You want to find out who you are?
Yeah.
Ask your kids. Ask your kids to tell you who you are. Yeah, it's deep, right?
That is deep, dude.
Ask your kids who they see when they wake up in the morning and they see you. Tell them to describe you, and they might say army. My dad was in the army, but they're probably gonna say some other shit, man, and that's gonna hit you right here.
Dude, you know what? They say that a child and a drunk, the thing they have in common is they never lie. They always tell the truth. So I'm gonna have to do that, man. That was deep. And I think on that one, that's a good way to end it, bro. Welcome back to the gun line, brother.
Hey,
we missed you. Oh, and just for people, just so y'all can have a little bit of fucking Urena knows how to push my buttons. So I know that there's never anything that he's saying to me that's personal. And I'm the type of person that I get heated, but I would never disrespect him or call him out of his name because that nigga is my brother. God damn, I just said that, didn't I?
Hey, whatever, man.
But but he's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that word means brother anyway. So whatever. I didn't use a hard R. YouTube ain't gonna play me anyway. So, but it was great having you back, bro. This is what I needed. I missed this, and I think that the On the Gun Line Nation needed this too, bro.
Yeah, ask your kids.
That's a tough one. That one cut deep, bro. That one cut really deep. And I will.
Yeah.
And you know what? Next week, are you gonna be able to visit us on the Gun Line next week?
I don't know why I'm looking over there. I should be able to.
Just whatever day it works for you, I'll work around it. I don't give a fuck.
I think because the following week I pick back up with college and it doesn't stop till I get that diploma.
Yeah, I got you, pimp. I got you. So next week will be the last week we have you on again, but I'll have an answer for you from the kids. Hey, you know what? Ask your kids. Same thing. Yeah. What do they think when they see daddy? You're like, how about I don't do that? Yeah, you know what? I'll just keep it to mine. I'll keep it to mine. Yeah. All right, then, brother. Hey, man, thanks a lot for being on here for real, though. It was great. What episode are you on alone?
3? Fuck. I was gonna watch Sonic 2 tonight, man. I get distracted. I was watching the Netflix movie with the Captain America guy and fucking Ryan Gosling, the action movie. Dude, that shit's sick.
I haven't seen it.
Dude, the Gray Man.
I haven't seen that one. Dude, have you seen The Boys?
Yeah, I finished them all.
Okay, that shit is on fucking point, bro. I fucking love The Boys. That shit is awesome, bro. And that motherfucker that plays the American one, the American Homelander. Superman. Yeah. That motherfucker. He is the epitome of little dick fucking energy right there, bro. Yeah. He's little dick energy trying to present big dick energy. If y'all haven't seen The Boys, here's my top 3 recommendations on social on those networks. If you haven't fucking binged, if you have HBO Max, you need to go and watch Westworld. All right, watch Westworld. You need to watch it from season 1 all the way through, because if not, you can't just pick up on it because you will be lost. You'll be lost within the first 3 episodes of Westworld, but it's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. Westworld. All right. On the Netflix, you need to go and watch Alone. You need to watch Alone. starting. I mean, you could pick that one up on whichever season, but season 1, I think so far was the best because it was like everybody learned from season 1. Now these motherfuckers have mansions as cabins out there in the middle of nowhere. And then finally on Hulu, you can never go wrong. Archer. Go watch some Archer, bro.
That's a good show.
What are your picks?
Alone's pretty good. I just finished watching Stranger Things on fucking Netflix. It was a good show. Like I didn't even want to watch it for the longest time until like a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, this is a good show. Like it caught me off guard. I thought it was just like a stupid thing until I watched it, and the whole like story. Like, it's crazy. It's dark. It's definitely for adults as well. And then that's it. I don't get to watch a lot of streaming as much.
Well,
so
go watch
The
Westworld.
Boys.
The Boys.
I've already, and then I watched Westworld a few years ago when it came out. So yeah, and the movie. I did a paper on the movie.
Did you? I gotta watch the movie. I haven't watched the movie yet.
It's like it's a Western.
Yeah, all right, I have to watch it up then. Hey, check it out. We got less than a minute left, man. Thanks a lot, Urena, for being here. As always, I always enjoy our banter. I always enjoy our conversations. And even offline, I've missed you, bro. I've missed you because even offline, we used to just shoot the shit, and I missed that, bro. I'm glad to have you back on here, man. And I'll catch you on the gun line, everybody. With that said, rounds complete. Intermission. Gun line out. March order, motherfuckers. Bye, y'all.